So I'm hoping that when folks stand in front of the sculpture, they go on this fantasy with me and imagine what this other city alongside our city could be like. I'm Jason Wee. I'm an artist and a writer, and I'm also the festival director for Textures. So I wrote a short story some years back called The City Beneath the City. And the short story actually describes a copy of Singapore growing underground, and it grows in such a way that the buildings don't get destroyed. They kind of grow on top of each other. So what you see actually in the sculpture is a couple of these buildings mashing and then coming up together. So one of the things that inspires me about the work is some of the buildings in the Civic and Financial District. This year might be the 40th anniversary of Ian Pei's first designs for the Louvre. And he also created the OCBC building in 1975, which you can still see from where we stand at the Arts House. So I wanted to use the OCBC building as the reference for the sculpture. So I really couldn't have done this without my collaborator, which is the design firm Rito, and it's led by the principal architect, Jan Forlan. Jan and I talked over initial sketches and a vision I have of the work in my head. And the work that we eventually created comes so close to what I had in mind, and it's really, really special for me to see in production this thing that was in my brain for so long, and now it's come to life. So the festival for me really is about being in an urban environment. It's about being in the city, in the middle of an older part of the city. We are happy to preserve buildings from 100 or 150 years ago, but we don't know what to do with the buildings that we've just created. And I'm hoping for the opportunity to really think about the history of this district and really rethink their significance. So I'm hoping that when visitors stand in front of the work, they go on a journey with me and imagine this other Singapore that could be built alongside our current Singapore. So for me, that is sometimes the magic of fantasy. The way where we can imagine the possibility of another future, which also leads us to think about the possibility of another present. What if there's another Singapore? What if there's another kind of Singapore that we can build